Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
First of all, welcome here and thank you so much for taking the time to do this session. We are going to have a lot of fun talk. So, can you please give us a little introduction of yourself and your background, what you have been doing, and what's your contribution in cybersecurity? What's your kind of aim for future in cybersecurity?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Oluchi Amadi, and I'm a cybersecurity analyst. I specialize in governance, risk, and compliance. And I'm also a cybersecurity program analyst and program manager. I manage cybersecurity programs and projects. And currently, I work as as a cybersecurity program analyst. I want to mention the organization. Yeah, I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about GRC and everything basically cybersecurity.
How you got to know about the TryHackMe women lineup? How you got to know that it is happening and you can participate in that?
Okay, okay. So for Try Hack Me Advent of Cyber, I've been hearing about Try Hack Me Advent of Cyber. I think I heard about it in 2024, right? Or 2023. I think when I heard about it in 2024, I heard about it just I think it was December 20th, just like a day or 2 days or 3 days for it to just end. So I was not able to to participate in it. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to participate in it for 2025. That was last year as a participant, right? And only for me because I'm in this cyber girls group chat because I'm a cyber girl. It's like a training that trains girls on cyber security. So only for a cyber sister to post girls apply. I just clicked on it and it has to do with what's the lady's name again? The lady that was the first person that did Advent of Cyber video. Can you remember her name?
I think it's Gamuchirai.
No, it's not. It was Gamuchila that posted it. But there's this lady that was the one that spoke on women's behalf to to participate in the challenge. Let me get her name because she was the one that when I saw her post, she was the one that spoke on behalf of us to participate in the training. And when I saw her post, there were a lot of women. A lot of women have already applied for it, right? I'm trying to get her name. A lot of women have already Eva Ben.
Yeah, I
She
doubt
was
you
the one
were
that made
talking
the
about
post.
that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So when I saw her post, a lot of women have already applied for this thing, right? At first, I was like, my YouTube is still low. I'm not going to get this. Let me just. That was the first time that Gamtra posted it in our group, right? I did not apply. Then I think Eva also made another post, and she was like, they are still looking for women to participate in this thing. So please apply. And Gamchira came back to post it again that if you have not applied, apply. So when I was like, okay, let me just shoot short. And I've seen a lot of women in the comment section that have also indicated interest that they want and I feel like I noticed that it was just few women for the first time that ever been
No,
made the
it
post.
was
It was just few
zero.
women.
It was
It was
zero.
just few.
No,
Yes, nobody even said anything. I don't know if they were. For me, I didn't apply for the first time she made the post 'cause I feel like there are women that have more followers than me, right? So when she then came again to make the second post again that they are still looking for people, then I was like, if they are still looking for people, let me just try. Okay, the second post that she made, she was like that they are looking for small creators, right? And I'm a small creator. I was like, okay, let me now shoot my shots, right? So that was how I shoot my shots. And when I shoot my shots in the second time, I noticed that there are people that I know too that she have not really listened to or even accepted them. So I had to go and speak to my friend and I was like, please, I need your help. I just shoot my shots on this particular thing. Please, can you help me and go to the comment section and speak on my behalf? So that my friend went to the comment section and was like, hi, Eva Ben, if you're looking for somebody that knows how to to simplify big technical concepts into simpler form, that this girl is the right person. I think that was what drew her attention to my comment that made her send me a DM. So I'm so grateful. Because it was a huge experience for me. So yeah,
So
that's how I like.
this actually for me this was the case as well, because initially when I saw the Eva's post, I was like, I don't have any audience, I have a couple of videos, I'm not going to apply. And then I checked the whole comment section, I opened the YouTube channel links that other ladies had dropped, and I went to their channels, and most of them were like zero subscribers and a couple of videos. So I was like, I should try as well. So I applied there as well, but I what I did was the couple of videos I had on my channel, I set them to private before applying, because I thought that those videos are not good enough, right? And then when I applied a couple of days later, I checked the Notion page again, and I see that they have rejected me. Like my entry was rejected, and then I was like, okay, this was coming. I was like, I knew this was coming. I said this to myself, and then I was like, a couple of entries other than mine were also rejected. I went to every rejected entry, and then I opened a couple of accepted entries. And what I noticed is that the rejected entries has zero content on the channel, and the entries that were accepted had some content on the channel. So what I did is I set those private videos to public again. I recorded one more video, I edited that, and I uploaded again. And then after doing all that, I applied again for their creator program, and I was accepted after that. So it was actually a kind of an amazing thing, because supporting creators with just a few subscribers and a few videos, it was amazing. So how did you actually choose your day 10? Why did you actually want to do that?
Okay, so I think I was a lot of people have already choosing like their days. So I don't have option that's like to go for the days that are available. So of all the days that are available, I started my cybersecurity career as a SOC analyst, right? Although if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see most content as a GRC person. In fact, I what I do mostly now is GRC because I got my first job as a GRC analyst, right? So I have to now like transition into GRC. But I also have a whole lot of SOC experience. In fact, I've taken security analyst exam from TryHackMe, and I've also like did a lot of things in lead defense, right? So like I also have like experience in SOC. So the part that we are like close to what I know I can like speak very well on it was SOC. So that was what I saw SOC Alert Triaging. I was like, okay, so let me like go for this topic. So that was what like I chose that day 10 challenge.
And you also have experience working as a SOC analyst in blue teaming. How did that go? And when you got into cybersecurity, how did you choose that I want to be a blue teamer?
Okay, so I first of all, when I started learning about cybersecurity in 2022, and the program that I did my training, they have what they call prerequisite stage. That prerequisite stage is that you're going to like take a whole lot of beginners course. You don't just jump into learning a specific field, into learning ethical hacking or pen testing. You have to first of all learn a whole lot of things, right? Learn about networking basics, learn about cybersecurity concepts and all that for at least 3 months, right? Then in that space of that 3 months, we also have like experienced people in each part when it comes to like teach us a day in the life of each career person, a day in the life of a SOC analyst, a day in the life of a digital forensics and incident response, a day in the life of threat intelligence, a day in the life of DevSecOps, a day in the life of network security, a day in the life of pen tester. So up to 8 career paths we are listed, right? And we have professionals in that a day in life come and tell us like what they do, their day-to-day activities, right? So with that, you'll be able to like know if this career path is for you. It also made helps us like not to make a whole lot of mistakes. Like maybe if you're someone that you're good with awareness training, you go and learn ethical hacking because it feels like there's money there, right? So no matter your skill in cybersecurity, there's a field for you. There is a part for you and there's a branch for you. So you just have to know what you are good at and go for it. If you're someone that don't like technical stuff, there's also a part for you in cyber. So these are things that again in life made us to understand, right? And that was why I went for SOC. I love SOC, right? We are like defenders. I've done a whole lot of things in SOC. I've taken Blue Team Level 1 certification, and it's more like a technical certification. So, but Another thing that the training helped us to do is that you don't just start your career by specializing in a particular field. I thought that we have to do pedagogy stage, that is for 3 months. And in that pedagogy stage, you're going to like also touch your hand around other careers, right? You're going to learn networking basics. If you don't want to go into networking fully, you will not specialize there after 3 months. You're going to learn things about risk treatment, risk management, and all that. So it's also made you that even though I'm a SOC analyst, I can still do some things in GRC, right? So that was why I can literally go for a GRC interview and I'll pass it. Another thing is I know that there's most of these career paths are interconnected, right? If you're a SOC analyst, you can do digital forensics, you can do threat intelligence, right? If you're a pen tester, you can do API security if you want. That is if you want to like go into, right? So for someone like a SOC analyst, I can actually go for a GRC interview and pass it, right? So at least we just encourage us at least have at least specialize in at least one part or two parts. You don't have to be a master of none. You don't have to be doing ethical hacking. You don't have to do networking security. You don't have to be doing cloud security, everything at once. If you're a SOC analyst, you can still learn cloud security right now because part of the thing that I taught in SOC Alert Triaging, we use Azure Sentinel. So if you're a SOC analyst, can also have skills in cloud security. If you're a GSC analyst, you can still learn cloud security because now there's identity and access management. So all these things are interconnected, right? Because when people see videos that I put out there, they will see JAWS. But that does not mean I'm not also good with SOC or I don't do so. It's just where the job market puts you to.
So, as you mentioned that there is a path for everyone in cybersecurity, there is a misconception when it comes to pursuing a technical career that you need to have a technical background. It can be any course that you did previously, any tech degree. It can be in IT or CS. This misconception also leads to people going into cybersecurity. They think like they need a technical background to get into cybersecurity. How do you see that? And if someone comes to you saying that, how will you convince them that no, this is not the truth?
First time, they used to think that cybersecurity is all about hacking systems, hacking banks, hacking schools, and all that. But when I meet people, they say that I want to go into cybersecurity. I'll ask them, what is your reason for going into cybersecurity? They'll tell you, because I want to be able to hack bank, I want to be a bad guy and all that. I'll just laugh because there's a whole lot happening in the cybersecurity space that is more than hacking, right? If like there's awareness training, because if banks have the highest security technology, it's not the highest security technologies and firewalls, and their customers, the old women in the village, can easily like and a bad guy can easily call them and be like, "Hi ma, give me your please can you call out your card pins and all that." All those technologies in your company is as good as nothing, right? So there's every fit for every person. And like I said before the network cut off, I said that before I mentor someone, when people come to me for mentorship, I'll tell them, are you ready to put in at least 3 months or 2 months to learn the basics? Because if you go through the basics, before you are done with the basics, you will know that there's more to cybersecurity than just hacking, right? There is more to cyber. That is when I don't need to tell you. You be don't come and tell me. I have this mentee that he don't know anything. He thought that everything in hacking, everything in cybersecurity is hacking, right? But after taking the basics, he came to tell me that, oh, I learned that when you delete your photos, your stuffs from your phone, even from recycling bin, that is still not deleted. That I would love to go into that part. That is digital forensics, right? So, but
Mhm.
people don't know all these things. So, yeah, that type of students. But when this person started, they thought it's just shebi cybersecurity. I will learn how to hack all systems, right? So, and I also used to tell them that they used to feel like they want to like join the bad guys. If they have research threat actors, they will have that. They are made up of right team of people with different skills. There are people that are there's threat intelligence, right? People that do information gathering, right? So all these cybersecurity skills are needed in an organization for them to be able to function. You cannot pull out one, right? If another thing that when I talk with jobs, they'll be like, oh, jobs is not, they don't see it enough as cybersecurity, right? But if they have really worked in a GRC space or really calmed down to learn more about cybersecurity, they will know how to see people. For example, if they are implementing framework for organizations that manage people's information and data, right? And if you go through the clauses, you see that it also relates that there are some things that they will tell you, okay, that organization needs to like handle patient information like this. And you notice that just will be like, okay, this is not done. Pen testers means like to do this patching, right? So all of them work together. SOC analysts, all career paths work together. So a company cannot just have an ethical hacker or a pen tester in the organization and the security is 90% secured, right? It's not possible. They need GRC, they need cloud security for people that use cloud resources, they need pen testers, they need DevSecOps, they need everybody, they need threat, they need everybody to be able to function well, right? So that is one thing that I need to know. Another thing is that it depends on also your career. What also makes you to make good decision in cybersecurity is your career. For someone that is coming from a law background, right? GRC is the perfect career for you to go into in cybersecurity. Like it will be like a bonus to your career. For someone that is coming from a web development, web application security. So I used to like also advise people based on the background that they are coming from, right? Somebody that have worked in a government organization like police, someone that have been a police, army, air force, DSS, and you want to like go into cyber security. I used to tell you, have you considered digital forensics, threat intelligence, right? So, and apart from your background, another thing that also makes people to make decision is what you love. People that don't love technical stuff, no matter where you're coming from, you don't love technical stuff, right? But you love to teach people. You are a teacher. There are people that love to teach, right? Cybersecurity awareness training is also good. Some people used to be like, oh, it's hacking pays more. No, there's no career in cybersecurity that don't pay very well. It depends on how well you put in it. I tell them that have checked how much companies pay for awareness training. So some people will be like, okay, I want to go in cyber, I want the one that pays more. Isn't all of them pays very well? It depends on your experience, the way you master that particular part very well, right? So that is, I hope
Yeah,
like I was able to explain it very well.
yeah, you actually explained in a lot of
All
detail.
right.
And you mentioned the fantasy around being a hacker, being able to hack things. And when even you're choosing ethical hacking as a career in cybersecurity, it is not like we fantasize. Most of the fantasies are coming from movies, and the real time ethical hacking is just not like that. You have to put a lot of effort into that, and the way you see it into movies, like type a few commands and then boom, you're into the system. This is not like how it works. So you have to work really hard. And you actually mentioned
Yeah, apart from working hard, no matter the career path you're in cybersecurity, you're going to work hard. Even if you're a security awareness trainer, you're going to work hard because people that do manual testing as of some years ago no longer does that because there are things that are coming. There is AI, right?
hmm,
There's work for everybody, no matter the career path you do. People see all this work setup, setting, and movies and all that. If you're an ethical hacker for a pen tester, you write reports, right? Because after everything and it was not documented, you not write a report that stakeholders need to like to understand. So they don't know that in ethical hacking, you write reports a whole lot. They think it's just hacking, hacking, hacking. After doing all those things, I cannot explain it. It's as if you did not do anything.
yeah, you have to do a lot of work that do not seem to be the main part, but this is the main part, like all the research before diving deep into your target. And actually you mentioned choosing your career according to the background you're coming from. A big misconception when pursuing a career in tech is that you have to have a technical background. You have to have all the technical knowledge. Either you have a CS degree or an IT degree or whatever, but you have to have a technical background. This is the misconception we hear all the time. And even when beginners are coming into cybersecurity, their one major question is that this is my background. Can I get into cybersecurity? Even when it comes to you, you are pursuing an electric and electronical engineering degree, right? So how do you answer people that ask that how can I come into cybersecurity with my background, and how did you made the switch from electrical engineering to cybersecurity?
Oh, you checked my profile on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You saw it on LinkedIn?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, first of all, it's good to have cybersecurity degree. For my country, cybersecurity they just started like adding it to our program, right? It was not in our program before, so it's just like should I say 5 years ago or 4 years ago that they started adding it. But if you come to my it's people that have like 10 years of experience in cybersecurity already, they didn't learn it from university, right? And the world is so digital right now that you can learn a whole lot from online, right? So especially when it comes to tech skills, you can learn tech skills online. So my background in electrical engineering does not have anything to do with cybersecurity. Actually, I wanted to like study computer science, but I was given admission in electrical electronics. But I need that degree, I need that BSc because most jobs will ask you to, if you have gone to school, right? Like in my country, most jobs, most technical jobs must be done with like a degree. So I used to tell people if you want to go into cybersecurity and you was not able to like get a cybersecurity degree, or maybe your country have not said adding cybersecurity course to the curriculum, make sure that you go into like you have a degree. There are people that have some degrees in business management and they are doing cyber. I have a friend that have a degree in sociology and she's a good pen tester, right? So your degree, in fact, what you learn in school, if you're a cyber, no matter the country you are, and you want to go into tech, you're doing anything in tech, you don't just depend on what you are being taught in the school environment. You have to also do your own learning. You have to join boot camps, you have to go to YouTube, you have to buy courses, you have to learn from you cannot compare the ethical hacking you do in the classroom to the one you are learning from maybe TryHackMe or all these ethical hacking platforms, right? Or a tech boot camp. So when it comes, just have the degree because companies want like to see the degree, right? Though some if you are so skilled enough that recruiters reach out to you, they might not ask you for a degree, right? But if you are not that you have to apply, you have to have a degree that is in your CV, right? So that is why degree is very much needed. So that is for degree part. So no matter the degree you're in cyber security, no matter what you do in cyber security, no matter the what you did in school, in university, even if you studied English, I have a friend that she studied in school is she's a pharmacy. But right now, she's a good digital forensics analyst, right? She does not stop her. I've seen nurses going to cybersecurity. I've seen doctors going to cybersecurity. As long as you have that, you went through that forwards of the university, you are good to go. But for younger people that may be watching this video, if like you are so passionate about cybersecurity and you want to go to university and the school you want to go into, they offer programs like cybersecurity. Of course, right? Go for it. But that does not stop people that are already in school right now. Maybe you're studying English or you're studying literature. That does not, and you want to learn cybersecurity. It does not, your degree does not stop you, to not hinder you. As long as you learn it and you have your skills, that is for degree. Then for people having technical knowledge before going to cybersecurity, I have seen so many people come from a non-technical background, go into cybersecurity, and they do very well. It all boils down to also what you want to go into cyber. For example, if you want to be a pen tester, you have to have knowledge of bash scripting, you have to have knowledge of Python or JavaScript, right? But even if you don't have a knowledge at all, it still doesn't stop you from going into this career path. It's just that you have to be willing to learn it. So not having a technical background does not stop you from going into cybersecurity. The main thing is, are you willing to learn those technical stuffs that you don't know? If you want to go into network security and you don't have any knowledge of networking, you can do it. Are you willing to learn? If you want to go into GRC, you know that you don't need to learn networking, you don't need to learn packet tracing, right? But that does not mean that if you're going into GRC, you don't have no, there's GRC engineering. You still have to have a knowledge of how all these things work, right? You have to know what is IP, you have to know what is MAC address, right? You have to know all those things. So depending on the career path, so if I'm going into GRC, I want to be a cybersecurity awareness trainer. I don't have any business learning Python, right? Or learning JavaScript or learning bash scripting. Because I will not be using all these things. But if you want to go deep, so what you have to do is if you are going in cybersecurity and choosing any career path, after that purpose, you first of all have to learn basic concepts in cybersecurity. What is threat, what is vulnerability, what is risk, what is principle of least privilege, what is segregation of duty. You have to learn all these things. But once you are done with the prerequisite stage, that is the basic stage, and you have chosen a career path, maybe you choose vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, you now have to list what are the skills that are needed for this thing. Is just research. What are the skills that I need, right? You need I need to know how Linux command works. List it down. I need to know how bash scripting works. List it down. List all of them. The main question background you're coming from, you don't need to be so technical before you enter in cybersecurity. But the question is, will you be because everybody that is technical actually like put in the work to learn to be technical. So are you willing to be technical? So that's the question.
So that was actually a great point that anyone from any background can actually move into cybersecurity and learn all the things they don't know. So how did you start your journey? Of course, you had a course that introduced you to all the career paths, but how did you choose a SOC and then pursue it in learning terms? Like what platforms did you use to enhance your skills and to build the skills that are actually valuable in the job market?
Okay, so first of all, why I chose SOC? I chose SOC because I feel like there's so many opportunities in SOC, right? Can you hear me? All right. I feel like there are so many opportunities in SOC, and there's like they have more job opportunities because they work on shifts, right? So a company can have four SOC analysts and one ethical hacker, right? So they have job opportunities, and I feel like I like it because there you can get a remote opportunity, and I also love to defend stores. Right, I don't like attacking stores. I love to defend. I love to be in the forefront of everything. These are like reasons that made me to go into SOC. Although right now I'm fully a GRC expert, right? But I'm just saying like when I made decision to go into SOC, so these are things that I love. I love to like to be an incident responder. I want to be there to respond to incidents. I want to analyze alerts and all that. So that was what made me to like to go into SOC. To like say that SOC analyst is for me. Another thing that also made me to go into SOC is that in as much as there's no career path in cyber that a woman cannot do, I just want to say something that will not be that will be so more ease for me to do, right? Because yeah, ethical hacking is also all of them are hard, right? But I just wanted something that would not like be much of a burden. If I'm working in the morning, I'll know that in the evening I'll be at home, and I just feel like there's so many opportunities for it. And I love to also like to defend things. I love the idea of checking out alerts and all that. So that's what made me to like to go into SOC.
And what advice do you give to someone who is entering the cybersecurity field and specifically choosing SOC as their career path for future? What is one advice that you would give to them, and what are some of the resources that you recommend learning from?
Okay, so you also asked the resources that I used to learn. Okay, I use Blue Team. I use Blue Team level one. It's paid. It's like £399 for the certification, and I wrote the certification. Thank you, CyberSec Foundation. They are the ones that funded the certification. I'll also encourage somebody that wants to go into SOC to sleep on Let's Defend. Like if you go and lie down in the platform, lie down there and learn. You're going to learn a whole lot. There's incident response parts, there's SOC parts, there's digital forensics parts, there's everything in that. If you this strike on Let Defend and learn, even if you don't have money to purchase the paid one, go for a free version. You will learn a whole lot. You have a whole lot. And you're also going to talk. Make sure you learn. I can tell you learn phishing email analysis, learn vulnerability management, learn digital forensics, learn threat intelligence, learn malware analysis, learn which other one? Learn log and packet analysis, right? So these are like things you have to like to learn. Also, TryHackMe has a certification exam, security analyst level one. It's mainly for SOC analyst people. They're going to learn train women to like to gain skills in SOC analyst. I'm the program manager. So if you're a woman and you're watching this video and you're interested in SOC, I'll ask you to check out.
Thank you so much for your time and all the points you mentioned, all the tips you gave. So, thank you so much again for your time and for all the tips and things you mentioned. These are actually going to be very helpful for someone who is starting out and especially choosing SOC as their future career. So, thank you so much for joining and have a good day. Thank you so much for your time.